I've written many a thing about meeting
Yes, I know you
Phoebe.
have.
And I'm going to share a little excerpt of me seeing Phoebe for the first time.
Really?
Yes, I am. Here we go.
Oh my god! Hi, I'm a leaf blower's worst nightmare, Phoebe.
And I'm Jacque,
And welcome to Do You Ever Feel Like?
where we ask the questions that everyone's thinking and no one's answering.
We're back!
That was flawless.
I know, it wasn't rusty.
How?
Either. I don't know. Let's not talk about it anymore. Let's not speak anything else into existence. I think it's because we are currently in the most rinkety, hodunk, like, to call this cobbled together is, why is there toilet paper there? Why are you holding up?
Why is there toilet paper? I was just trying to make a joke about the fact that I'm in a bathroom currently.
You're in a
That's all.
bathroom. Yeah, you're in a bathroom.
Yeah.
And you've been in a bathroom. It's actually kind of fun. It's like you're a captive in a bathroom the last few days whenever we've been on the phone.
That's what I mean by like rickety holding together by tape.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I was telling you the other day that my grandma's car was held together by duct tape. And like, I'm not even being funny when I say that. Like,
No.
the car was a lot of duct tape was going on. I remember getting into her car and the like ceiling had like the fabric from the ceiling was just no longer attached to the ceiling anymore. So you would get it. It was like you're in a tent. And so I remember like sitting in the car driving with her, which was terrifying on its own. But you couldn't really see because
Okay.
it's like canopy. Anyway, so we got back home and we were like, time to duct tape the ceiling of the car back together.
What a concept, duct tape in general.
Yeah. Oh, it was her favorite thing. It was her favorite thing. I think I've told you, I have her drumsticks on my desk and they're held together with duct tape.
Yeah. My first high school boyfriend was known as Duct Tape Boy. And he
Ew.
wore duct tape
No.
clothes. And
No.
he wore duct tape, the whole thing. And he
No.
made them all.
Jacqueline, no.
Well, this
Why
is
do
who
you
I
like
was.
these sewer rats?
I don't know, for many reasons.
You like a man from like tucked behind something on a street. And you're like, oh, I'll take you home.
I like a half dead
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack. Love you, Jack.
This is funny. Okay. Anyways,
Anyway,
we're back.
we're back. How was your summer?
Okay, summer was like everything and nothing all at the same time, right? You know?
Personally, I fucking hated it. I don't like summer to begin with.
Our like goal, right, from like our summer episode, like before we left you all, was to like try and like approach summer, you know, like the way we approach other seasons we actually like and like see what happens, right? And like whatever. And I think I did an okay job. I think I did a 70% actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad
You know?
that we had set up like our schedule in a way to
Yeah.
like do things because I don't think I could have done the last like 3 months at the same kind of like pace.
As like the spring. No.
It was folked. It was
Yeah.
folked, babes. I do have a list of, by the way, my accents are getting really good.
Oh, I'm very into Phoebe entering like actor
Yeah.
phase. Solo
Yeah, 'cause
performer.
I don't think
Yes.
I ever want to perform with my accent.
No, you
Which,
know what
by
I
the
sound
way,
like
I
doing.
feel like is just a moving target at any given point
Yes.
lately. But I've been working on my Irish accent. And I think all my accents, I'm always from like the 19th century. So that's something else we need to consider. Anyway, I have a list of things
From the
that
summer?
I thought up across the summer, things that came to my mind
Oh, great. Take us down.
that I wrote down.
Everything
And
I
wanna
thought
ask
about.
you
over the
everything I thought about that I thought, oh, I should talk about this on the pod.
Great.
So we could rapid fire through them. We could just kind of meander through them. There's some stuff that, well, we'll get, I don't know. Just some thoughts. How do we want to approach this?
We could rapid fire.
Let's just kind of rapid fire through it, because I feel like each of these, you know, you and I can really just fucking talk about anything.
Anything forever.
Upsetting degree.
I know, yes.
So my first question is, what is our underwear looking like these days?
Word.
What's our underwear looking like? Ladies, girls, really anyone.
Anyone.
Not, well, sure, men. What's our underwear looking like these days? Mine are looking like a World War II bandage. Mine are looking like a World War II bandage, and I'm wondering, does that stop? Because I've been an adult woman for a long time now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that.
And that's what I've been rocking.
That needs to stop.
Does
feel
it?
Like your late 20s, early 30s, right? It's like these transitional objects and underwear. It's like such a very good example.
Yeah.
Of like adulthood.
Yeah. Well, I've recently found like my brand of underwear. Shout out Hoo Ha. If you want to sponsor the pod, rock up. They're slay.
Shark
They're
Tank.
so great.
Right?
But they're, pardon?
Shark Tank, right? Didn't they go on Shark Tank? Do you know what Shark Tank is?
Yeah. It's called Dragon's Den here.
Okay, fine.
Which is
Dragon's Den?
1,000% more camp. Maybe they went on Shark Tank. I don't know. But I just think Dragon's Den is hilarious.
Is amazing. You all really do everything
and they have
better.
to go and see the dragons. Yeah.
Okay. What's next?
So yeah, that was. Oh, do we want to talk about Quinn? Do we want to talk about the Christian app Quinn? And do we want to talk about your experience?
My experience with Quinn. Oh
Another not sponsored. Quinn, holler at us.
But
we got some ad reads for you.
I could write an entire marketing campaign about Quinn. Like, I'm obsessed.
So how...
You're right. Oh my God, this did happen over the summer. Oh my God, you're so right. This is so funny.
I started this
in
June.
Know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was introduced to Quinn, actually technically before Andrew Scott's series.
Wow.
The algorithm, it found me, you know, as it should, because I'm the target.
It's for you.
It's literally for me.
They made it for Jacqueline Priscilla Wills.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like on, you know what I mean, like the board in the feedback
it's your
session.
Face. You like Yeti walking through downtown Philadelphia is like
yep.
Customer avatar.
So Quinn has is amazing. Okay, so Quinn is an app, and it's like audio erotica.
But
right?
Do they call it audio erotica?
See, I
mean, that's what some of it is, but that's not all of it. Like, what do they? I don't know.
Well, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's called audio erotica. Like, some of it is
the app for audio erotica. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like some of it is story, right? And then some of it is like challenges or like guided sessions, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing. So yeah, it's like a combination of like,
and they had like safe for work stuff too. That's why I was saying that.
Yeah, like safe for work stuff, or like, you know, there's also a lot of like sexual well-being and wellness and like looking at things that you might struggle with. Like it's a very like inclusive, very cool app.
Yeah.
And Andrew Scott
and in Dante's Inferno board meetings and looking at your avatar, they went, how can we torture this woman?
And it's to bring Andrew Scott into the mix, the play. Well, first of all, no, that's not even. First of all, it's to add celebrity. Yeah. Like as a concept.
Crazy move. Because I've had other of those like apps before. There's like Dipsy or whatever, and they're like kind of okay. Yeah. I think like what they're like the writing caliber going on at Quinn HQ is crazy.
Yeah, it's
the
crazy.
Storytelling, sound design.
It's crazy. It's crazy. the like directorial, I mean the ads of the celebrity like stories, the ads on Instagram in and of
haven't
itself.
listened to, oh my God, why can't I think of her name? L Word. I love her. Kate Monet. Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't listened, but the like marketing campaign. Oh my God. Okay. I cannot believe you. I don't, for the listener, I like to lovingly tease Jacqueline for what a little weird prude she is all the time. And I've never seen a more excitable gal. I mean, that's what I mean. The folks at Quinn really are just doing God's work over here.
They're really doing God's work. Literally.
You're out here just listening to Quinn out in these streets.
Okay, so this is a funny story. I can't believe I'm talking about this, but like
you don't need to talk about the specifics of it.
No,
I
this
just
is
wrote
funny.
Christian app Quinn down
I'm
in
doing
my notes.
this.
Okay.
So I was like, I knew about it, right? And then I was like, okay, Andrew Scott? Like, I'm sorry. What? Like, please. So Andrew Scott, and it was us like a fantasy situation. Love it. I'm like, I'm going to start
Also
listening.
not usually your tea.
No. To the Kingsman is what it's called. But I'm on a flight. And I'm like, I'm just going to like see the vibes, right? I'm just going to see the vibes because like, it is what it is. So it's not like every, like the half-hour episode, like the entire thing is like in crazy intense, right? So
no,
like,
and I will say like especially like the first episode or whatever, it's like, it's very a Game of Thrones episode.
It's a Game of Thrones. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting between two men. And I'm like, headphones on.
Let me plug in.
Let me plug in for this flight and listen to Andrew Scott. And okay, I know we know this about him. Like, I know we know this about Andrew Scott. But my God, the talents of that man. Because even if you listen to the other celebrity ones, like you'll find this with Kate's episode too. No, doesn't touch it. Like, doesn't even remotely, like.
That man puts his whole fucking ass into it.
His insides, his blood, his like into everything he does. He's so committed that like you have no choice but to like.
This is why I couldn't actually be an actor, because like like that man has like no self, like, what's the word?
Yeah.
Like, there's no filter, I guess is like what it is. Like, I don't even understand.
He's not analyzing as he's doing, right? Like, he's just like throwing himself.
He's just
throws himself
busting
into everything.
it wide open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's so talented. It's like insane. And I can tell with that episode, like with his series, that he worked really intimately with like the sound designers and the writers. I could even tell. But anyways, so I'm on the plane.
My weird brain, I'm listening to it and I'm like, what's the production like? That, like, are we doing Foley at the same time? That's what. Yeah.
Does he know that the door creaks? Like as he's recording? Like I don't know. Like
I need to know.
Like, are there script edits in real time? Is Andrew stopping and going like, "This isn't believable"? You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Because I thought the writing and the world building was stellar. I want to get paid for all of these things that we're saying right now, but we're really not. I just think it's so funny that like both of our brains went like the production of this. I mean, anything. Porn. It's incredible.
Exactly. I can't enjoy anything without thinking about the production of it, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But so I'm on the plane and I like have my headphones in and I'm like, what? This is so good. Like the production value is so good. And then I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, getting flushed and embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
And
Mile High Club, baby.
Oh my God. I think I have to take these off because I'm next to two men, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm going to like.
Do you think either of them could like hear a little bit?
No, because they both also had headphones in.
Okay.
But I do think the guy saw my phone. You know what I mean?
And he was like, my girlfriend has that app. I know what the fuck's going on.
Whatever. And so then I was like, oh my God, I had to take these off. And then after this plane ride, I'm such an old lady. I text Phoebe and I say, Phoebe, I just listened to this on a plane. And Phoebe was like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And anyways, this opened up a whole box and discussion of what Phoebe's talking about, of like how Phoebe makes fun of me all the time for being a little prude. and how if you want to find the most like sexually charged human beings in the world, they like all went to Catholic school. They all went to Catholic school. They all have like
everybody knows that. Everyone's super aware.
All went to Catholic school, and they're all like fucked in the head about sex, which makes it hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so then I started. So then he was making fun of me, and then I started to listen to it, you know, just like out in the streets on walks and stuff. And I realized that this is like a thing people are doing. You know?
Yeah, you're not the only one. I was making fun of you for it, and then like I was scrolling through my TikTok, and everyone's talking about Quinn that way. I'm like, all right, you know,
there we go.
God bless. I mean, I'm just constantly afraid of my like Bluetooth unpairing all of a sudden at any given point.
Whatever. We're all going to act like we're not sexual beings. Like, no. What the fuck?
No, I just, like, when I had a jobby job and I would have to plug my laptop into, like, the conference room screen, like, I would always be like, please no porn up on my computer. Like, even though I was, like, terrified of using my work computer for, like, anything other than work. Like, I was just like, today's the day that porn randomly appears.
It's just going to come on.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I literally do have just a thought in here that says, bummer, Catholicism is super weird because it's kind of slay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Collars, incense.
It's incredibly slay. Like,
it's so slay.
Fleabag?
It's
again,
so
Andrew Scott.
Weird.
Like,
it's so weird. Yeah. Stop being weird.
It's performance art.
Just have the slay parts.
Yes, it's performance art.
Yeah.
It's costume. It's camp. It's everything you could want.
Yeah. No, it's great. Where are all the goths and punks? Is another thought. Where are they? Are we? I feel like this. I don't feel like you see that anymore. I could literally talk about that forever.
Like, behind the bench, like that's kind of what I think.
You might have to go looking for them.
Yeah.
No, I think it has to do with like I feel like subcultures are not the same anymore because of the internet. That's my hypothesis.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because like when I was in high school, like you know, the like giant mohawks were like a thing still, and I feel like I haven't seen one in decades.
I mean, yeah, so. You're almost 30.
Okay, stop being rude.
Okay, sorry.
But don't be rude. Okay. That's what I'm saying, though. But, like, I'm out, like, walking. There's, like, a high school. This is why I'm saying this. Because I saw high school letting out the other day. And I was like, where are the goths and punks?
Yeah, like, what is the version of that now?
Where are they?
I mean, I know there's still, like, anime, like, that whole thing, you know? I don't know.
Like, emo? What happened to emo?
Is that
I don't think it's a thing anymore, but I just, you know, like, I feel like there was, like, more groups when we were youths, and I don't feel like there's groups anymore.
No.
So, and literally don't know what this means, but I'm going to read it out loud. I don't understand the last season of New Girl, ? Yeah. It's got to be one of the weirder seasons of television.
It's got to be. Yeah. You know, I really think it's like the 5th season, like, theory, right?
But they do that random time jump. I was just rewatching it the other day, and I was like,
that's the 6th season, correct? That's the 6th.
Yeah, that's why I said the last season.
Right, but what I'm saying is that, like, all shows should stop at the 5th season.
Yes.
We've had, like, that's it.
I think, like, 3. I like the British way of doing things.
3 to 5.
Limited run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what they're doing after season 3. Like, so just wrap it up.
Yeah. Like 8 episodes, 3 seasons. How much time do you... That's how I also feel about, like, any movie over the, like, hour and a half mark, which is all movies now. I'm like, grow up.
Literally
grow up. You really need to have all of this to say?
Grow up.
Get over yourself.
Go make another movie.
Another movie. Movies over 2 hours, I'm not going to that.
Yeah, that's
wild.
Insane.
Wild. I can't sit in a chair that long. Anyway,
speaking of this, what did we watch this summer? What did we read? What did we watch? What did we do?
I consumed America's Sweethearts DCC, but we're not talking about that. So
I watched the Simone Biles doc.
Watch the Simone Biles doc. I think I might be like, you know, when I'm like running really hard I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Simone Biles and I are made of the same stuff.
You have this thing about you, which is so
Yeah.
funny. I love it. You're just like, I can do
anything.
Fucking anything.
Yes.
I love it.
I could do that. Watching the Olympics, which, okay, if we're going to talk about the Olympics for a second, you know me in a little wormhole. I can get stuck into anything.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to watch the Olympics this year. I don't care. Girl, me in gymnastics, me in women's gymnastics, me in men's floor gymnastics. Oh my God. Me in the women's soccer, me in the women's rugby. What else did I get? Oh, I got really into synchronized diving. Oh my God. But I get like stuck in a way where like I'm going into history now.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at like what was illegal in gymnastics like decades ago and like how has the sport changed, you know? And I could probably do that.
Yes.
So the Olympics, I loved it. I
don't think summer, whatever, like not a time for watching really. Like people like to go to a summer movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw, oh my God, with Jacque,
Have you seen Sing yet?
I haven't seen Sing yet, no.
Yeah, I've tried to go twice, but I haven't been in the mood.
Yeah, that's that you have to.
You can't just go to Sing.
No, you can't just go to Sing. But we did go to Thelma. Is that what it's called? This like really funny, like crime, like not even crime, like revenge story. Is it called Thelma? Oh my gosh,
is that the one with Olivia Colman?
No, but I love.
I really want to see.
Though.
I did see Wicked Little Letters. I loved that. I want to wear Jessie Buckley's face.
Yes.
I really want to see Jodie, the Riders. Jodie Comer.
Jodie Comer.
Oh, I have to see that, but I think I probably need to see that like alone. Yeah, you know,
probably. Yeah, that girl's so talented. Okay, yes, it's called Thelma, and you know it had June Squibb in it, and she's plays this like woman who gets like scammed. You know, she plays this like old woman who gets scammed. 93-year-old grandma gets scammed and then like wants revenge on her scammers. So cute. Like a perfect little like summer movie, you know? I saw that.
Oh, it's got that weird looking guy in it. Oh, I'm kind of obsessed with him.
Yeah, he played the grandson.
Yeah, Fred, the guy who's in White Lotus.
So that's what I watched.
Lovely. Yeah, well, that was summer. I mean, a bunch of other shit happened in between, but highlights.
We are running class outside right now, which is like, I can't even believe.
I'm like genuinely, this is what I mean when I say like I'm grateful for like us and our schedule and like our planning. I'm like, cool. Like I can show up to that right now and like that feels so good. I mean, we have literally the best job on planet Earth. It's quite funny.
I know. Working with these like this cohort of artists, I'm just like, how is this my life? Literally.
I know.
It's incredible. We're going on retreat. Oh,
we're going on retreat.
So excited.
Yeah, it's like occurred to me that we're going on retreat like over the last couple of days, and I'm like, oh my God,
there's so much shit to do.
There's so much to do, but there also isn't. We're good. Anyway, I thought we would talk about us on this episode. I thought we would talk about us because it's our number one question. Whenever I post an AMA, whenever we jump on the phone, whenever we're like chatting with new people, everyone wants to know.
Yep.
Is the question how we met? Is that what, yeah.
The question is, how did you, like, the question is the story. Like, how did you all meet? How did you ever become a thing? Right? Mm-hmm. And I think this question is interesting. Like it's, you know, basically people are saying like, tell me a story, you know, right?
That's
like,
what I say.
I want to like curl up with a tea and like tell me a story, which I think is great.
Do you ever get asked like how you and Jacque met? Is that like a thing people ask you?
Yeah.
Yeah. People ask, I think that's fine. It doesn't, I mean, you know me. It doesn't occur to me to do a lot of stuff, but it doesn't occur to me to ask other people that question. So I think that's part of why I find it interesting.
Mm. It is a go-to. I think it's also kind of like an icebreaker, right? In some ways, which you quite literally don't need. So I think that does not.
Okay, why are we being fucking rude today? My God.
I just don't think those things like occur to you because like.
No, they literally don't.
No,
it's
who cares?
Not part of my DNA.
Right. Like, so, yeah. And then I think it's just like, I think also too, people ask from a business perspective, right? Too, like, people love the business partner journey story of like, how did you build a thing? I mean, there's that fucking podcast, How I Built This, right? Like,
ooh, and if they want to have us on, okay, Quinn, holler, hoo-ha, holler. How I Built This, holler.
Yes, exactly.
I love the Bob Redmills episode. It's one of my favorite episodes of any podcast. I highly recommend it.
And I think it's just like, I don't know, there's like something fascinating about that. People love it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Two
origin
histories
stories
coming together.
Lore. That's what I'm thinking. It's lore. But I think it's funny because when I suggested this, you really like to tell this story in a particular way. And I don't really know how we met.
Yeah.
So let us start at the very beginning.
Sure. With that being said, I've written many a thing about meeting
Yes, I know you
Phoebe.
have.
And I'm going to share a little excerpt of me seeing Phoebe for the first time.
Really?
Yes, I am. Here we go.
Oh my God. I actually have a video of when I was walking to your house. I have like a little video that I took. Maybe I'll play that for you later.
Oh, we could. I'm talking about literally the first time I ever laid eyes on you. That's what I'm talking about.
Really?
Yep. Here we go.
You're so cute.
Just romance. Okay. I remember the first time I saw Phoebe. She was a squared speck on a screen tinted blue. It was pandemic times, and the Zoom room was just a bunch of artists trying to make sense. Her hair was tossed together, big earrings, big headband, and a stretch of her leg was up on the chair. I don't think she actually knew that anyone could see her stretching, moving her leg further up into the view of the screen. But I saw. I saw how she just threw her leg all up onto the chair, leaning in, getting comfy. I watched as her eyes were lit by the joy of dance, as her head moved with the sway of the beat. Her smile took up her whole face. Did she even have eyes? A nose? I didn't notice. That's all I'm going to share for now.
Oh my God, you're so annoying. I love that. That's so funny.
The first time I saw you was on like a gathering on Zoom.
Yeah.
Through
that you were hosting.
A mutual, that I was hosting. And Kiefer danced in and there was a monologue. And I remember seeing you on screen very distinctly. You were wearing your red, is it red sweatshirt? You have a red sweatshirt, I think, that you wear.
Like my track and field one?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you were wearing.
OFSA for my fellow Southern Ontarians. They'll know what that is. I didn't actually go. It's just a sweatshirt that I own.
And that I feel like was the, like, it's like the moment before, right? Like that is what I, like, before we like started following each other on Instagram, before we started like looking at each other's stuff, before we like, that is the memory that I have of seeing you. Yeah.
That's so cute. That's so cute. I mean, my Civ memory.
No, you don't have to know anything. It's fine.
I don't have any of that.
That's not this arrangement.
Yeah, I'm glad you know that.
I know. I keep everything.
Yeah, you know a lot, actually, too, to a stunning degree sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
I've been told. Actually, that's something I've been told in the last year, that I have a photographic memory. So
yeah. Well, I don't remember, but I remember thinking, did you co-host that with Rosa?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like mutual friend of ours, like you were hosting like an arts night, which was lovely. And I remember just being like starved. I mean, it was like what time, when in the I mean, also the
early.
last, like that block of time, like those 2020 to like 2023, really,
Yeah.
I just feel like I've recently like come online. Like I don't, it's all such a blur.
How is it 4 years? How is it 4 years?
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucked actually. But I just remember being so starved for art, and you were hosting that like, you know, performance evening. Basically, I think there was like a drawing component too. And I loved it. And I was running a studio at the same time and was just working alone all of the time, despite it being like I was working with a lot of other artists.
Yeah.
But I was working by myself, like, you know, in this same room in my studio, losing my damn mind.
Yeah. As most of us were.
Yeah.
I also decided entrepreneur like right before the pandemic. You were like,
yeah, I quit my like 9 to 5,
which is what both of us did. We were both like business owners, and then the pandemic happened.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I like had quit my job.
Yeah.
It was always the plan too. Like I had gotten a grant in like December. I needed like, I think it was like end of January, and then like I had like 4 weeks, I think.
Yep.
Of self-employment before everything that like everyone, right? Everything that you were planning just like changed so quickly. So yeah, I was running a business called OK Shoe at the time, and it was like my dream for so long. Like I had that like concept in my head, and I'm like really proud of myself for doing that. Like, I don't know, I think about, I would have been like 25 or something like that at that time. And I just think that's so young and like crazy of me to have done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was running OK Shoe, starved for other people, and I saw Jacqueline running this thing, and I was like, a lot of the time, a lot of my friendships, and I would say this is true of our friendship as well, I'm like, oh, that person's interesting, like that's kind of nice, but like I need to kind of be like hooked on to somebody else. Like all of my really good friendships have been like, you get over here now, and I'm like, okay.
That's exactly. And all of my friendships are, I decide I'm going to be friends with someone, and I don't let them have it. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
After.
That basically works out well for me. I think maybe that's like a shocking thing for people here, because I'm like a very outgoing person, but I don't do like acquaintances very well. No. So I never really, everyone's like either a stranger or my best friend at any given point. I'm getting lost.
So we did so many things. Like Phoebe came into like the business that I was running at the time. We did some collaborations together. We had an online chat about like being artists and supporting artists. We did some workshops together. Basically, it was like a professional burn to like friendship, you know? And then like that morphed into like this insanity that we have now, which is like actually quite like very good close friends, right? And very like boundaried business people. Like honestly, at the same time. It's wild.
It's funny you say that, because like I don't know how to describe our like friendship.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like trying to figure it out. Yeah,
it's like I wouldn't call you my best friend. I wouldn't call you like my sister or whatever.
No.
But only because that's like just not us. No. But like I talk to you every day. There is not a single thing I do not know about you. There is not a single like life. I mean, our lives are really wrapped up in each other because we own a business together. Right. Like there are actually like life decisions that like that the both of us will make that impact each other. Right. And so we have to have like conversations about like, it's a very weird relationship.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. It's really weird.
But it's like also just very fine. And I think it's because I was thinking about this because someone had asked us the other day about like business partnership. And I was like, oh my God, I have so much to say, because there's so much stuff that like I think we just really wanted to work together. Like I don't really remember. This is what I mean. Like when I say like, I don't really remember like deciding to like work together, because we just had done a couple of things. It worked really well. And then like, we're like, let's start a I mean, I guess it's just like any millennial women.
Let's start a podcast.
Yeah,
exactly.
But there's
like, it was just an unspoken thing though. Like I felt like it was just like I know that Phoebe knows that this is what where this is going. And Phoebe knows that I know that this is where this is going. We don't have to talk about it.
No, and I do find like that's a lot of our big decisions have come about that way, where we're like, the other person will be like, I need to talk to you about something. And we'll be like, yeah, did we not talk about this already? Or like, yeah, sounds good. Like,
yeah, duh. It's always like a duh. Like, of course, that's what's happening. Yeah, of course. Yeah. We don't actually have to make any decisions, really. Like, it's very weird. Like,
no.
We're both, I just say this literally all the time. Like, I started a business to meet Phoebe.
Yeah.
Like, even if you and I, even if do you ever just like, whatever, just like ceased to exist, like, I really do think that was the point, you know?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with our boundaries. Like, we actually have like very specific containers for work.
Yeah.
And like there were times where we would be like texting about work, but like we don't do that. Like that happens very rarely if we're like texting. Or also just we'll like call each other out on it too. Yeah. We'll be like, okay, we need to stop working right now. Like,
yeah. There's also just this awareness of it.
Yeah.
Of each other and just like of each other's like humanness, which I think is really important. Yeah.
And because I know what's going on in your life at any given moment. Like I know what to bother you with and when.
Exactly. Like in this last week I've been moving and you had to ask me a work thing because I was like not looking at Slack and you were like, I'm really sorry. Like that stuff is what keeps this going.
Yeah, I think so. I think like okay, maybe let's like talk about like the pros and cons of business. Did you feel like that's like enough of lore or origin story?
I feel like here's the thing about us. Because it again, like I think when you're talking about like it doesn't quite feel like best friend, it doesn't quite feel like sister, right? Like I feel like I don't belong here. And I think you feel that way too. Like I feel like we both were just like dropped onto this planet and it was like follow these rules and do these things and whatever. And like we're both just challenging that all the time in our like existence, right? And I think like when I say that, like, I feel like I met you, like, someone drew us, like, on the Lascaux Caves. Yeah. Or, like, we are, like, there's, like, an ancestral, like, historical, like, lineage, like, something where we were supposed to know each other. You know what I mean? Like, I was, like, whoever I was in the 70s was like dancing in Studio 54 and like looked across the room at Andy Warhol. Do you know what I'm saying? And you were like,
I was
in the
like
background.
In his wig. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. You know, like it's funny, like we joke about being from like all times, but that is really rooted in this idea of like, that's like what we're talking about. Like we don't have to tell each other things. The other one just knows. We don't have to like that is really rooted in some like mystical, spiritual shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like when I was an actor, well, I wouldn't have been, but when the little boy version of me was an actor on the stages of Rome, like you were there too.
Maybe when you're in double drag.
Exactly.
When you're born a little girl, dressed up as a little boy, playing a little girl on the stages, on Shakespeare's stages.
Shakespeare's stage. You were right there. You know?
I was in the front row getting too rowdy and being asked to leave. Throw in my fruits.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You were throwing fruits, actually.
Yeah. And I was like, get that little boy off of that.
And I actually do very much believe that when people meet us through a screen or on a webpage, right, or on an Instagram post or whatever, that is what they're picking up on. Like this knowingness.
Ancestral lineage.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's like only possible because of a lot of trust that we have in each other. And like, there's like so many, we both ran businesses for a long time by ourselves.
Yeah.
And do have like, you know, work outside of each other as well. And like, there are times where making a decision by yourself is like really hard, But you also just get to make that decision by yourself. I think that, like, for every moment that we like save time together, because like two people are working something, like
we also add time.
Time is added because we have to have a conversation about that thing at the same time as well. And that's, I don't know. I just, I've been thinking about that a lot, especially as like we get older, our lives change, like other stuff in our lives change. Like, okay, how can we make this thing of growable? And I think like I don't have the answers, but like I have a lot of trust. That's all I can ever really have.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, ever we can have, for sure. Do you feel like, for like, when you say like you feel like we know everything about each other, do you actually think that's true? Because I feel like sometimes
you don't know me,
that I don't know you at all. I'm like, I feel like sometimes you don't know me at all either. Like there are these moments where we're like, it's like when you're like,
I mean, I love one of my best friends. Like, I love, I mean, one of my best friends, like Sierra, I've been friends with her for, I don't know, like 13, 14 years, something like that. And like, I love, like, she told me like that she won like some award in high school, like recently. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I never knew that thing about you. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's so fun and exciting. So I love that. But I mean, like, I don't know, the important stuff or like the things that like, I know I'm never surprised about like your reaction to something, or like, I kind of know what you might think about something. Like, I'm never.
You're like, oh, Jacqueline's not going to like that. Or like whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like, I know. Yeah, I know. When I have a question to ask you, I'm asking you for the sake of your autonomy. I know what the answer is going to be, like 99.999% of the time. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to do a little quiz.
Okay. Is it the best friend quiz?
It's a how well do you know me quiz.
Oh, okay. So we'll find out.
We're going to find out.
Am I taking it or are you taking it?
Well, you're going to take it.
Should we take it back and forth?
And we can take it back and forth. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the first question is, what is my favorite season?
Is spring. Yeah.
Spring.
Because it's like kind of your birthday, and I know you love spring flowers.
I love flowers. I love flowers so much. I know your favorite season is fall.
What is... Yeah, okay. I don't know what my favorite... Yeah, sure.
If you had
these favorite questions aren't really... I don't do well with these things. Yeah. But anyway, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a transitional season?
Psychos.
Yeah, a lot of these bitches. A lot of these bitches
Every
out here
fashion
are really
influencer on Instagram
loving summer. I'm like, really? Like, my dad's Australian, right? And he's just like, I fucking hate it here in the winter. I'm like, leave.
Yeah.
He loves the hot heat.
Yeah. What chore do I hate doing the most?
Probably like cooking.
Yes.
Is that a chore?
Anything that has to do with like food prep.
Yeah.
I don't.
You like cleaning. You don't really do the laundry though. Yeah. You and I don't do chores, so all of them.
Yeah. I do clean. And I do.
Yeah, I know you clean.
Yeah.
I would say I clean too, but that's only because I'm very particular about how I clean.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say the chore you hate doing the most is taking out the garbage.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yesterday was garbage day here, walking the dog on garbage day.
No. Ugh. Sounds, smells. No.
I also really hate laundry, but I didn't hate laundry when we had laundry in our house. Laundry now because I have to leave my house to do it. I don't have to, but we have to go to like a place.
Right. What show do I watch the most? What is my like comfort watch?
This is like a dumb question because it's Gilmore Girls. Once again, because your Yeti avatar up at the Quinn HQ, they can just buy one Jacqueline Wills and it becomes this whole... Actually, I get called all the time and they're like, do you think she'd like this?
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh. That's funny that you say that because when I am like freaking out, you go to Sex and the City a lot. You say...
Yeah, because Sex and the City is like what you need. Gilmore Girls, are you watching Gilmore Girls when you're freaking out?
No.
Yeah, you're watching Sex and the City.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You watch Gilmore Girls, like, that's like, you love it. You want to be Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
You're in it. Yeah.
I would say
Sex and the City is like for when crimes around you are happening and you really need to kind of be insane. That's what Sex and the City is for.
I see.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I would say that I have no idea what show you watch the most. I do know that you love British television.
Yes, I love British television.
And you have a relationship and access to British television in a way that I don't because you're Canadian.
I love British television. I would say my favorite, this is the thing. My favorite show, I would say the show I have watched like a lot is probably Superstore. That's like my autistic, like, I need to just do, I don't know how many times I've watched that show. I love it. I think it's so funny.
So funny.
If you have worked at any kind of, like, I worked at Old Navy for years. It's very not therapeutic. What's the word I want? Cathartic. Is that the word? Like that kind of show. But I do really love, I love British crime shows so hard. They're my fave. And I also love British comedy a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Taskmaster, so good.
Yeah, you tried, and I was not into it.
I love Taskmaster. We're gonna get you into Taskmaster.
We're gonna get into it. I was so tired. I was falling asleep. Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
Which of my family members am I the most like?
You're not gonna like this answer.
This is why I love
Leslie
this question,
Wells.
because you're not gonna like that.
Leslie Wells, who I obviously love deeply. Huge fan of Leslie, but when you're being you, I call you Leslie.
Leslie Wells.
You are so much like I mean, I guess that's just how family works too, but like, you are Grady, you're Madeline, you're JW. Am I allowed to do this with your family right now? I'm just like putting them all on blast. Like, yeah, I love your family too. Like, I think I like really respect all of them in a big way. And I know that's because I love you a lot. Yeah.
I'm totally Leslie Wells. This past week, the move, I was like,
your inner Leslie just went wild.
I'm one point had a Swiffer dusting the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even like a Swiffer duster, like literally a Swiffer for the floor.
Yeah. And all of your genes went like, we only use like 2% of our brain or whatever that dumbass bunk science is. Yeah. Your brain was 1,000% huge galaxy brain vibes. Swiffer on the ceiling. Swiffer on the ceiling. Your genetic code was swirling, just vibrating.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is what I was born to be.
This is what I was born to be.
So we're from the ceiling.
That's so funny.
Yeah, when this bitch rocks up to my house with the way that you pack and travel, it pisses me off so bad.
So much shit. Hanging shit. Everything. I've got so much stuff.
You should post that video you sent me when you were driving to my house. You eating the guacamole. Jacqueline's eating it. I'm just like roasting you this episode.
I missed it.
Yeah. Jacqueline's driving to my house. She wasn't driving. You're in the passenger seat with like her entire wardrobe hanging behind you in the back seat, eating like an insanely large tub of guacamole.
Leslie Wells.
And you just sent me that video. It was so long too. It was like 3 minutes
of me just eating. Yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah.
You are most like your dad.
Yeah. My brother and I were on the phone the other day and we joke all the time that like my parents, I don't know why they got married and had children. Like, they are just so opposite. It's crazy. Yeah. But the things that my parents do have in common, my brother and I got in spades, and they're things that nobody needs in spades. One of them being like an insane we're just gonna call it work ethic instead of an addiction. Yeah. I think I'm a lot more patient than all of my family, but I'm not the most patient person on the entire world. I have a lot of patience until I don't.
Yeah.
And
I think although for everything we can say again, like, I feel like this is such an appropriate question for this episode because when we're talking about history and lore, like, I'm sorry, but we have to talk about family. Like,
you have to talk about family. And we're having my brother all the time. He's like, do not talk about me in your book. Do not talk about me in your podcast. And I was like, fuck you, bitch.
No, you don't get a choice.
You're getting dragged.
Sorry.
I won't name drop you, but.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, I think for all the things that your dad, like, is, you know what I mean? There is a march to his own drum, right? Like, there's like this is my life. I'm going to live this way. Even if it's totally...
comes at the expense of everybody else around him.
Not understandable to anyone. Not at the expense, not even that. I mean, yes, but like not in that. But like, you know, not understandable, not like not clear, not like whatever to anybody else, you know? Like whatever. Rock your own shit. I think that's great. And you're going to work really hard until you die.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it was funny. He was talking to me about retiring the other day, and I was like, what are you going to do when you retire? And he was like, what are you going to do when you retire?
Exactly.
It's like, okay.
He's like, we're working until we die.
Rude. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Get over it.
I mean, like I said, my mom's the exact same way, too. She's like, when are you having kids? I'm like, when you can look after them. She's like, well, I'm never retiring.
I think,
like, well,
I think your like whimsy is totally your mom.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, I'm going to start to just perform and sing in the kitchen thing, right? Like, that's your mom, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I do even feel like I look very 50-50 of them as well. Anyway.
Yeah, you do. That's the quiz. We know each other.
That's really funny. That's really stupid.
So good.
Okay. Duos. So we're a duo.
We're a duo. We're a duo. And people like a duo. People like it.
I mean, I didn't come into this thinking about being a duo.
No.
I think when I think of a really great duo, I think of Jane Fonda and Lily. And you know what's funny about the duos? We fit the mix. You know?
The archetype. Oh,
you need to have one.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it. You need to have somebody who. Okay, I want to say this, but with the caveat being what people think is going on. You have one person that people think is the like person keeping it together.
Yes.
You have like the brains of the operation, so to speak. And then you have the other person who's the like wackadoo running circles around them. Mm-hmm. That's not actually true all of the time, but that's what people see. That's the packaging of the situation. Yeah. So yes, I think of Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin often.
Yeah. And so you're saying we switch back and forth?
No, we don't switch back and forth. You always fall into the archetype of, actually, let's look at our artist archetypes.
Great.
For a second. I think people think you're very organized. It's like I'm going to be really mean.
No, I think this is brilliant. No, I think this is really brilliant. This is really brilliant. No.
I think people think you're really organized and you're like the straight man, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like I'm what do people call that? Like acting duos. Like you have like a straight man and like
you have like you have like someone who's like very rigid, and then you have the comedic relief, like
the contrast or whatever. I think people think I'm the like Pinky in the brain, right? Yeah, like exactly. I think people think I'm Pinky, you're the brain kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also I will also say that's by design as well. People think that because that's what
we do. Yeah.
Look at you're in the fucking bathroom. My studio looks like it's I'm a tornado person. That is partially true. And also like it's a performance, right? Like
there are so many things that I'm Pinky about and you're brain about, and there's so many things that I'm brain about and you're Pinky about.
I don't know why I'm the spreadsheet person in this relationship. I think that's fucking weird.
Yeah. Because in any other relationship, you would not be the spreadsheet person.
Yeah, but like because of our dynamic, I'm a spreadsheet person. Well, it's not really true. I do.
You love organization.
Give me a CSV.
Yeah. You love organization.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny. I think that's so true. I think like if you think about even like the characters of Grace and Frankie, right? Like, which are very much obviously based on Jane Fonda and Lily, right? Like Like, we think, like, the audience is supposed to think, right?
Mhm.
That, like, Grace is together and Frankie
Yeah.
is a mess, right?
Yeah.
But really, Frankie's together and Grace is a mess. And I think that's true of, like, so many duos. That's, like, such a common, like, trope, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, like, for me, like, some of my, like, when we think about business, like, you and I, like, we try to approach everything. We do approach everything as if it's art. So when we're making a sales page or we're making decisions or we're making this podcast or whatever, like, we approach it all like it's special art, right? That's vulnerable and funky and fun, and we're trying to say something, right? And I think, like, I think about artist duos, you know, that I really admire, or like partnerships and collaborations that I think are really cool and admire. And I think that some of my faves do that same thing. Like, what you see, like, what you would assume one person brought to the table is actually not what they brought, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I think, you know who I'm thinking about right now? I'm thinking about Donald Glover and Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, you're the Phoebe.
Yeah.
And I'm the, like, person who's being a little bit too rigid, actually, about what they want.
But Donald is such a literal, like, savant, which I really think that you are, you know?
Oh, I do think I am a genius. I've realized that recently.
Yeah, I know you are. But then there's, like, the actualization of the thing, right? Like, I love Phoebe and Donald for that reason, even though it sounds like something's going on there.
Okay, I wonder how this will end. Because it can only end in a bad way.
Oh, it's not. Yeah. What
will
are we
I
doing
be in my
here
80s
otherwise?
and be like, fuck that bitch.
Fuck her.
We don't speak anymore.
I
hope it happens in our 80s, but like, yeah.
Oh, we're definitely gonna have like a resentment years. We're gonna have our resentment years, and then we're gonna.
Well,
have our, like,
I do
coming
wonder
together.
about that, because I do think we just also talk about everything all the time too. Like,
yeah, I don't
is
know
this interesting for people?
Who cares? Okay, and we got Donald Glover and Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Great artist pairing. I think about, who is it? Oh, Toni Morrison and Fran.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
I know. And how they didn't, I don't know if they ever did anything together, but they were very close. They have the same kind of dynamic. I'm just trying to think of who else, like what other artist duos, like, I really admire.
That's really funny. Those are two people I turn to very often when I'm looking for an answer. That's really interesting.
And they were chatting away on the phone throughout most of their lives before Toni died, which I think is wild and cool.
Oh, I don't want you to die. I would be so bummed.
I know. It'll be bad. But this is what I'm
older
saying,
too,
is that,
so
like,
you're gonna go first.
Oh, and I'm going to.
And you're just gonna explode.
I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna go first for many other reasons besides the fact that I'm older, as we discuss all the time, as you worry about my health and if I'm gonna die.
I'm going to feed you my annoying. I mean, this really is Grace and Frankie vibes. I'm gonna feed you my annoying health food, and you're gonna swat it away.
And I'm gonna, like, try to get vodka out of the fridge.
And now you really need to start drinking more martinis.
Yeah, I guess. Oh my god, alcohol.
That is something that you should do. You, Jacqueline. Could you imagine drinking a martini?
No.
I think I would breathe fire. I think I would breathe fire.
Yeah. I think about, who else do I think about? Oh, I think about, like, composers really come to mind for me with this too. Like,
a lot of music.
Yeah, like a lot of music. You know, Silverstein and whatever his name is, the other one.
Hall & Oates.
Hall & Oates.
I think those two hate each other now, don't they? I think they do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is it Hall & Oates or... Yeah, Hall & Oates and Simon and Garfunkel. I don't think...
Really?
Yeah, it's Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates hate each other. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Word on the street is.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're Big Edie and Little Edie.
Yeah. Once again, trying to keep you off the cat food.
Exactly.
Someone, and this is what I'm saying. Someone needs to sit there and someone needs to flag dance.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Someone needs to sit there and be annoyed by the flag dancing.
The amount of times, like, honestly, I think if someone was to hear us speak to each other every day, just like out in the world, they would be like, this couple is, we're gonna cut this. They're married. But also, like, they hate each other. These two people hate each other.
That's what friendship is. That's what friendship is. I think about that a lot. Like when I'm out with like my girlfriends and like the way that we speak to each other is, I was out swimming the other day with my friends and I was across the lake. I yelled, "You bitches." Like,
yes, exactly. Or like the amount of times that I'm like, "You're so annoying." And you're like, "I hate you."
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's why people think we're a couple all the time.
Oh, people think we're married.
People think we're a couple.
Which, like,
a lot.
Never answering that. Never ever.
And I never will. Yes or no? I don't know.
You want to talk about lore?
You want to talk about lore?
Keep them guessing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that is that. This was weird.
No, it was fabulous. We are back.
We're back this season. Okay. A couple of things.
So many different things to say. We're technically back for the second half of season 3. And yes, I think these things matter. And I will fight you till the fucking grave.
Sure. Literally whatever. I don't fucking care.
No,
but, okay, great.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're back for season 2. Season 2.5, I guess.
Exactly. No, season 3.
What?
This is the 3rd year that we're doing the pod, and this is the second half of season 3. We've had 2 seasons already, Phoebe.
Okay.
Also, technically, I think this is funny. This will be our 40th episode.
That's too much time of us on the internet.
40 hours. A work week.
A work week. You get, ooh.
So we're back. The second part of the season. Any other news to share?
We're going to be posting. We're going to be a new episode every week. We're going
back to weekly.
We're going
back to
give
season
it a
1
whirl.
vibes.
Were we ever weekly?
Okay.
We were always bi-weekly.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, I remember. I don't do anything with the information. I don't make a single fucking decision.
Okay, I'll stop arguing with you. I'm just going to trust blindly. I really think someone could gaslight me super easily. And people
You know what? You might be right about the bi-weekly. Maybe we never did weekly.
I don't think we were ever.
Okay.
Because that feels too insane.
No, I feel like in the beginning it was. In the beginning it was weekly.
I mean, we literally could check, but who knows?
We're being weekly. Moving forward. We're going to do weekly episodes.
We have a real guest lineup, too.
Oh, yeah. And then you can find us in a new container.
And a new container that I'm really excited about. And I'm really excited about it because we can chat over there. And that's the thing I wasn't liking. Like, we've got comments.
Yep.
We have some longer form, like, writing that we're going to be pumping out. Mm-hmm. We really said yes to content in the last half of 2024.
Yeah, there's going to be so much more like content, ways to engage with us, ways to see us doing freaky, weird shit. You know what I mean?
To hang, ways to make art.
Exactly.
Ways to tell, okay, just a little drop. Ways to tell stories together. Mm-hmm. Do what we have done. Travel through time to the salons of Paris, so to speak.
Yep. That's going to be really exciting. I'm really excited for the last half of 2024.
I know.
And just like kind of what we've decided to do.
I know. Now we got to do it.
In the extremes. So that's going to be great. You're going to be able to find us on Substack. Any other things? Oh, we just dropped a fun freebie.
Oh, yeah. That was really fun. If you want more pod, we have a great little podcast class. We made something for you to walk around and make your art. So if you're feeling stuck, want to move the needle, we'll
if you're feeling
in the show notes.
Exactly. Yeah, find it in the show notes. If you're feeling like you have this big, beautiful idea and you don't know what your first move should be, definitely go hit play.
Just to give folks like an idea of what Jacqueline and I work on when we're working with artists, just this week alone, we have read movie scripts, graphic novel pitches, business pitches that include things like chapbooks and poetry, a lot of writing, a lot of plays, a lot of like, how do I get my fine art? Yeah, collections of art and like residency applications and stuff. So if I don't know, like I just feel like that casts a wider net. So if you feel like you have an idea and you think it's too weird or not weird enough, thing. So,
or if you think it's too boring, you know, because I also think that's something that happens, right? Is people come to the Do You Ever world and they're like, am I weird enough to be here? Or am I like, yeah. And it's like, it's all in anything from a sales page and an email funnel to, you know, dance, as we say.
Yeah. Slay. I should probably stop saying that. Like, I should probably stop saying that.
We'll be back next week. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening to Do You Ever Feel Like, a podcast from Do You Ever Media.
Follow this chaos wherever you get your pods.
Our artwork is by Simon Pang.
You can write us at doyoueverpod@gmail.com.
Learn more about our work at doyouevermedia.com.
Or by following us at Do You Ever Media.
Okay, bye!
Okay, bye!